The Governor's Energy Advisor. There was a sexual exploitation of children fund that was put over the Attorney General's office. There was some discussion. That has been restored, so that's still in place. Very important one is the corrections. What we have done is we've taken some money out of jail contracting ongoing, replaced it with one-time money, just over $1 million. And with that, we have funded the lieutenants and the correction officers with ongoing revenue so that we did not lose any correction officers. Another thing that's very important is we had 2 courts that were on leases, one in Bountiful and one in the Basin. I think it was in Duchesne. I'm not sure, Duchesne or Roosevelt. But that was with the lease cuts. The question was, do we close those courthouses? They will not be closed. We've been able to find money to keep them going. We cut a hearing officer at the Board of Pardons, and that has been restored. $75,000 cost because of the load they take off. I should mention one thing that I've had a lot of interest in is there was a fund to eliminate alcohol sales to youth. It's the public relations one, $800,000. That has been restored. So the Mothers Against Drunk Driving, who really pushed hard for that and working at it, I think feel better we've restored that. We restored the money to coal mine safety that was reduced, both ongoing at one time. That's been restored. And in the areas of health, the committee, in trying to reach this goal of having the reduction by 3 to 4%, ended up putting an increased test for pregnant women to qualify for Medicaid. Currently, I understand it's a means test, not an asset test, and they wanted to make it more geared towards assets. And looking at the matter, we decided that that may be a good idea during the general session, but not in the special session. So we restored that money. Senator Butters pointed out to me, and I think others, that we established some years ago a foster care citizen review board. That, everyone agrees, is no longer needed. We can blend that into other programs within there. It's certainly not our intent to not focus and help foster care, because that's really been a lesson well learned. We spent a lot of money, and I think we do that very well. But this board itself is no longer needed, and we can handle it in other ways. That frees up money for local mental health services and local substance abuse treatment, and that's part of the DORA program, so we've been able to do that as well. We've also been able to restore the nursing home alternative programs that have been important. Now, some of the sad things. In doing this, the Transportation Committee felt that $35 million cut was enough to them and not to take any further. We felt that they should take a 3% cut in administration like everyone else. So that restores some money that they were not willing to take out. We did that. The other thing that we did, one-time money, that I think is very, very important, is that the move was in higher education. It would have, I think the figure, Senator Bell, is $25 million in non-lapsing balances. And again, it's hard to generically talk about that because some schools have by efficiencies and careful planning been able to accumulate that money, and we were going to take the $25 million to help fund the rest of the programs. We did not do that, and again, I've explained that's a unique thing, but not only for higher education, but we did the same thing for UCAT, the same thing for UENs, and the same thing for the Rural Education Medical Council. So we treated them all really basically the same. I want to see if there's anything else yes, for the public safety and Highway Patrol Administration, there was a non-lapsing balance that we were going to take of $2 million, and that money has been restored to the Highway Patrol. So as I look at this, I'd be glad to respond to any of your questions. I don't want to debate any issues now. This is mainly we'll talk about this in caucus. It saves me trying to run up and down the stairs to talk to the minority caucus as well as the majority caucus. But this is really an informational issue so that you can go through and look at it, and then I'll be glad to respond privately, or when we introduce the bill, if you have problems, come and talk to me, and I'll be able to put that together.
Okay.